So who is Lieutenant Colonel Gibson, and what does he know about the stand-down orders given the night of the Benghazi attack? Those are a few of the questions being asked after this testimony on Capitol Hill.
When the order to stand down was given, who issued that order? Were you told, did Lieutenant Colonel Gibson told you who was ultimately responsible for issuing that order?
He did not identify the person.
Okay, so you don't know if it was the combatant commander?
I do not know.
Or whether it was the Secretary of Defense or the President, correct?
I have no idea.
Interesting. Joining us now is the congressman who asked those questions of the Benghazi whistleblower Gregory Hicks. He is Florida Republican Ron DeSantis. Congressman, thanks a lot for joining us. So what do we know at this point? Who did give the stand-down order that prevented Special Forces personnel from potentially rescuing these 4 Americans before they were murdered?
We don't know who gave the stand-down order, and we really know very little about what went on in the highest levels of our government during this attack. Glenn Doherty and Ty Woods were killed at 5:15 in the morning the night after September 11th, but it doesn't appear that any assets were marshaled in support of them. And so I think it's a question of why wasn't that the case, and who was the one who determined that our forces who were in Tripoli that may have been able to make it over there had to stand down. We don't know. When the bin Laden mission happened, we had all kind of pictures of what the president was doing and all this, and we don't know that. We don't know what the president was doing at all this night. We know the next day he went out to Vegas for campaigning. So I just think these are questions that we need to have answered. The Pentagon has said, well, most of the assets we had wouldn't have ended up making it there in time anyways, but here's the thing. At the time you're making these decisions, we didn't know how long this was going to last. And so I think as Americans, we don't want to leave people behind. I think the people, the families of those who were killed want to know that our government did all it could do under the circumstances to help save lives.
It seems like they have an absolute right to know. I'd love to hear a counter argument for why they don't have that right, to find out why these men were left to die in Benghazi. Why don't we have a special prosecutor getting to the bottom of this? How can that happen? Are you pushing for that?
Well, what we've done, so I'm on the Oversight Committee, and we handled the hearing last week, and we'll probably do more hearings. I've also endorsed legislation to create a special House committee, a select committee that could investigate this, and that would be their sole focus. I don't think that a special prosecutor appointed by the Attorney General would work because, quite frankly, I don't trust the Attorney General to appoint someone who would do a good job. I mean, we've seen with the State Department, the ARB report was woefully deficient, and that was done with inside the administration. So I think Congress has to do it. It's either got to be on the Oversight Committee or a special select committee, and I would be fine doing either one.
Okay, well, I hope you'll continue at least until we can find out what exactly happened. Ron DeSantis from Florida, thanks a lot, Congressman, very much for joining us.
Anytime.
Well, he graduated